I tell you one-on-one why LIO was started and how LIO can help you. LIO is a business community of 202 people where there will be a membership price, and once you enroll as a member, we review your profile, we approve it, and then we move you to that WhatsApp group, and you'll have access to the mobile app also. But before I come to that, thank you all for introducing yourselves. And Meeru, if you filled up the membership form on LIO, and if you have attended the call on Sunday night, I know that all of you are genuinely looking for some good investment opportunities and you want to maintain some connection to India. So let me go ahead and get started. So my name is Mohnish Yerra. I am originally from Hyderabad in India. I lived here for 17 years. When I was then after that, I moved to the United States to Purdue University to do my undergraduation. I lived in West Lafayette for 4 years. I did my undergraduation in industrial engineering with minors in economics and entrepreneurship from Purdue University. After Purdue University, I applied to 250 jobs. So this was around the same time Trump was elected as president in the first year. In 2016, I got, after multiple rejections, I got admitted into a Fortune 500 company in San Jose, California, called Sanmina Corporation. Sanmina Corporation is a manufacturing partner, OEM manufacturer. They manufacture for Arista Networks, Cisco, Intel, Netflix, etc. So I started off as a subject matter expert, manufacturing engineer in the plant. And within my 4.5 to 5 years there, I got promoted 2 times. I ended my role as a senior manager on the National Product Introductions team. And there we were doing about 30 million of revenue for the company. And we had about 112 people report to me from 5 different countries. So I was a go-getter. I was very, very ambitious. But unfortunately, around COVID time, because we were a manufacturing plant, we had taken a lot of liability in perishables. And at that time, work had become very, very slow. So at that time, I had a discussion with my father and decided to move back to India after doing my MBA. So I got admitted into the top 10% incoming scholarship batch of IE Business School, Madrid in Spain. So I lived in Spain for a year. And I did my MBA in global business and strategy. And there was one course there called Family Business and Families in Business, which influenced me a lot. And it taught me many different techniques on how to diversify your portfolio. And around that time was when I started working on setting up a family office. Family office is a private equity firm which invests into startups, hedge funds, different instruments to get a particular ROI, return on investment. And it is just pure capital. So it builds on assets, it reduces liabilities. So that is what a family office does. So when I moved back to India, everyone thought that I would take over the family business. The family business were mainly into schools, were in the education space. And when I came back, I was really passionate about, I came back in 2022 January. And at that time, the ecosystem in Hyderabad was also not that evolved as much as it is now. So I was going on multiple seminars, networking sessions, conferences across India. The concept of a family office was still quite advanced in a Mumbai or a Delhi per se. So I went there to learn a lot more. And many people at that time, my friends, my father's friends, were requesting me for co-investment opportunities. And at that time, I used to send long one-page notes to everyone, calling them investment notes, and said why I like the company, what's the entry valuation, why I like the founder, why I think there's a product market fit, how the company would scale, what is the TAM, SAM, SOM, what is the exit strategy. I used to make these things and send it to people. But unfortunately, what has happened is not only were people not reviewing them, many people are not even responding back to me. So that's when I realized that, okay, value can never be given for free. And there has to be some level of cost associated with it. And that is the reason why we started Leaders for India organization. It's called LIO. Internally, we call it Lands, Investments and Opportunities. So in LIO, till date, in the last 3 years and 9 months, we have a phenomenal 202 members. They're all NRIs, HNIs, industry leaders, business stalwarts, masters in their field of whatever they do. Uh, we have facilitated over 76 crores in funding till date across 29 opportunities. And then we have done 9 follow-on rounds. So we have taken on completely 38 investment rounds till date. And we have zero write-offs. And to get to this 38 investment rounds, between me and my team, we vetted over 1,150 opportunities. And we also have 15 venture partners across the country who keep sharing deal flow with us. So some important things is that LIO is actually an alternative investment platform. So once you're done with your real estate, you have your own house, you finished your public market allocation, you have your gold, you have 2 luxury cars, then ideally that's when LIO sort of steps in, and we provide you investment opportunities mainly in 3 categories. The first is startups. So mostly the startups are based in India. Sometimes we do get opportunities in the US also. The next second is we become a distributor for venture capital funds. So venture capital funds are large organizations that collect money from LPs, limited partners, and invest into startups again. So we become a partner for venture capital funds, hedge funds, mutual funds. And then the third special category is that LIO brings you tier 2 real estate opportunities. Like right now, the big point of discussion in Hyderabad is the regional ring road. Then we have NCLT opportunities, so companies that have gone bankrupt and people trying to revive them. Next, we have structured debt, private finance, pre-IPO. So these are the kind of opportunities that you can expect to come from LIO. It's a very, very active social business community. In fact, just last Friday, we had a huge party celebrating we did a LIO gala dinner where multiple of our members showed up. We had a good time. And yeah, I'm someone who strongly believes that your network is directly proportional to your net worth. So there are a lot of networking events that we host in LIO as well. That's how we keep taking the community forward. So now I think one question that everyone usually asks me is, so how is LIO special, right? Like why does LIO have zero write-offs, or how do you actually vet each company? So the reason why people pay a membership when they join LIO is because everyone is busy in their own life. They're either building a business, they're busy working, taking care of family, multiple other things. But everyone wants to invest their money where money can make more money for them. And in this process, people don't have time, energy, and resources to vet a new opportunity when it comes to them. So LIO sort of becomes that support system where if there are any opportunities you get, you please send it to us. So do all the other members, and we ourselves have connections into Triple IT Hyderabad, into IIT Hyderabad, into T Hub, into ISB, into multiple channels VC circle across India, which constantly keeps sharing deal flow with us. So we have a unified mechanism on how we vet the companies. So the first thing is we have analysts working in-house who scrape the internet to understand the company, the background, the team, the founder, all the information about them, what round they've raised before, what is the scale of the company, what is the market analysis, etc. If it pass 90% of the deals get filtered out here. Next, once it goes to the investment committee, we have a world-class investment committee. We have Forbes 30 under 30, who's building the largest student community in Hyderabad. We have an IIM Bangalore graduate who's scaled White Hat Junior from 40 crores to 2,500 crores as part of the core team. We have an auditing and accountant genius. We have a global investment banker with great VC and entrepreneur connections. Uh, We have a Bangalore-based startup founder, and the sixth person in this list is me. So none of us have a veto. To follow the meritocracy of the process, everyone has to approve the company. Then it moves to the next level. So the third step is where the real magic of LIO sort of unlocks, because we already have a very, very strong cohort of 202 members. And we know that they're industry leaders. We know that they're industry champions. So whenever there's a product or service, startup, business, any opportunity that comes in their sphere of interest, we send that opportunity to them. Either we push them to be a customer of it, or we ask them to review it in detail. If they really like that company, they might actually invest. And once they decide to invest, they become the anchor investor, and it's very easy for us to get the funding. Even if they don't want to become the anchor investor, maybe they don't like the company, then we say no to the company even at the third step. So we are not sort of like in a hurry to make any sort of investments. We want to find high quality growth companies and invest in them so that we can become a catalyst for their growth going to the next level. So that is a little bit about LIO. So I'm just going to share my screen for maybe a couple of minutes, and I'll just share a couple of things with everyone. So I think everyone can see my screen. So this is basically the LIO brochure. I think most of you already have access to it. If not, you'll find this on our website as well. You can read about it more. The number of deals we've done, the businesses we've funded. Some of the recent investments are written here. We also have a mobile app which gives real-time access to understand who the other members are. These are some of the businesses that we have worked on. So here on one page, but the last, you can see some of the other members who are part of LIO as well. And here, as I just explained, we have the LIO Investment Committee. Mr. Abhishek Sangvi, Sri Charan Lakaraju, Sriram Pappu, Ram Prayaga, Siddharth Reddy. So this is a little bit about LIO. Next, let me deep dive into the LIO portfolio. So what are the deals? How much have we invested till date? So in the last 3 years and 9 months, we have done 29 investments, and you can find each investment here and how much we have invested into each investment, which sector it belongs to, where that company is based in, and what the amount is invested in, and how many investors from LIO have taken part in that investment. So SITS Farm has been our landmark investment till date. We had a total of 37 investors to a total of 7.5 crores. This was more recent investment in April. We have Nadi Bio, which is a biorefinery in Gadwal district, Telangana state. This is an NCLT opportunity we invested into. Gully Labs, we did 10 lakhs. Yummy Bee is an F&B QSR chain. We did 1.2 crores, 7 members invested into it. So sometimes you'll also find smaller checks, 10 lakhs, maybe 25 lakhs, another 10 lakhs. That one person is probably me, who's just getting in on the previous round, trying to understand how the company moves and then get the members in the next round once I get my confidence up. There's another Hyderabad-based company called V House. There's XCD, which is an edtech company based out of Mumbai we invested into. There's a hedge fund out of Hyderabad. We facilitated a total of 23.2 crores for it. There are a bunch of real estate opportunities also, like Siri Sampada, Soul Forest, and Niva Artscape. This is based in Bangalore, where we facilitated money for. And then you can see that we also have a couple of pre-IPO opportunities, Swiggy and NSE. So sometimes it gets very difficult to source private market opportunities if you're doing less than 1 crore. So that's where LIO comes into the picture. We sort of democratize that segment, and we get you your allocation of 10 lakhs, 25 lakhs, etc. So we have multiple companies like this here. So let me tell you a little bit about exits now. So we have had 6 partial exits till date. We have taken money out of Speed Labs, Exampoor, Student Tribe, Collective Capital. And we have our landmark position in Big Bang Home Solutions, where our entry valuation was 150 crores. Current valuation is between 4,500 to 6,000 crores. So we're sitting on a very, very healthy 32x multiple. And some people have taken money out of this investment. Some people are still holding. And here are some of the full exits. So for e-commerce, which is less than 1.5 year, we got out in a 2x fashion. Swiggy pre-IPO about 20% in 8 months. People sold from their own demat accounts. Boho Balls, we did 20%. Kida Cola, we did 18%. And then there are some rolling exits. So Whitespace Alpha, because it's a hedge fund, people can take out money at their own on their own time. And Sir Sampada also, we've had some exits in the past. So this is a little bit about uh, some of the exits and what we have done through LIO. So I just want to take a minute and pretty much I've shared everything that I wanted to share. I would love to keep this session more interactive. If anyone has any questions, would love to hear your questions. You can just either type them in the chat box, or you can just raise your hand and we can have a discussion as well. So there's only one way to associate with LIO. So we have a we have a 4 year, we have a 5 year membership, and for people who are living in India from India, they pay us 4,72,000 to be associated for 5 years. And for people in the US, we do 4,50,000 for 5 years. So that's people outside India. So that's pretty much the only way to get associated with LIO. You'll be added to the WhatsApp group. You'll get access to the mobile app. We'll finish the onboarding, and then you can take part in the different business shower events and the different activities that we do. So typically, just to give you a life cycle of how an investment works, it's not that I get an investment, we finish the vetting, and then we put it on the WhatsApp group and everyone invests. We typically put the one pager on the WhatsApp group. Let me just give you the example of a one pager that we had put recently. I'm just sharing my screen. Just 1 second, Mr. Saikar, and I'll come to you.
Sure, no worries.
So if you can see my screen, this is basically the page that we have for LIO. So you can see that on May 4th, we have put an investment opportunity for Niva Earthscape, which is a Bangalore-based real estate opportunity, where we spoke a little bit about the project and why we think there is a very solid exit that is possible in this community. And we presented it to the LIO members. So once we set up the message, we say we'll set up another WhatsApp group for those interested and who wants to speak directly to the member who's hosting it. So then people react to the message. Then we start a different group. Then there are different events we invite our members for that keep happening regularly. Then we hosted a business shower meet for Niva Earthscape. So it's very important for us that whenever we post an opportunity, members get a chance to speak to the founders directly. If that does not happen, we do not move ahead with the investment. So next, we also put a recording of that entire session here. And very happy to say that before the session, 2 people had bought villas already. After the session, there are 2 more interested people who are willing to buy. Next, we had the LIO Gala dinner. So we messaged about that. Next, on May 15th, we had another company. This is a very interesting company. It's from 3 IIT Kharagpur founders. And they are currently doing about 25 crores of ARR. It's in the AI-powered supply chain platform, Harshit, Mrinal, and Ayush. And this company is very interesting. And they were giving it to us at a very, very discounted valuation. So the previous round of Mela Ventures, they raised at 150 crore valuation in 2023. And we were getting an opportunity to get in the secondary, where we were exiting some early angel investors out at 75 crores. So this was a very, very good opportunity. We were expecting a 3 to 4 year exit timeline. We specified everything in the investment note here. And I'm very happy to state that for this opportunity, we had 11 people who were interested, committing 15 lakhs each. So we put the opportunity here, people reacted to the message. Then we created a separate group and we finished the fundraising for that company. And in the middle, we also have something called LIO M2M Connects, which means we connect member to member so that they can unlock synergies. So here were two members who did about 5 crores worth of business within 15 days of connecting at one of our events. And we don't charge anything on this. This is absolutely free. I'm so happy when such connections keep happening. So yes, that's a little example of how we communicate and how we raise money. So I'm very, very particular that unless the investors or the members meet the founder, we don't do any of the fundraise. Mr. Saikiran, please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for giving that insight, Monish. So
Yeah,
one quick thing, apart from the membership, um, all the financials of the membership and everything, what specific qualities or characteristics do you look at for a member to take in to LIO?
that's a great question. So initially, I was invited to to join multiple organizations here in India, and there were some which required a 1,000 crore net worth. There were some where we were doing about 250 crore of business every year, and different kinds like that. So there is no net worth criteria, or there is no number wise classification of how we take members into LIO. Of course, we review the LinkedIn of the person and see there is no benchmark to aspiration. That's what I believe. We have taken members across the spectrum. I make sure that I speak to each and every member that's being onboarded. I like to think of myself as a farmer, and we believe in only fire in the belly criteria. You add value to the community and you take value from the community. That is what we strongly believe in. We are not a community where you have to attend X number of events every year. You have to invest X amount of money every year. Nothing of those sort. We operate at the pace of the member. That is what we do. And in fact, to be very honest with you, 90% of the filtration happens with the membership fee itself because it is not a low amount. So that in self also helps us where we get access to the people who are really looking to partner with us, really looking for some trusted investment sources. Two more things that I want to mention is till date we have not spent a single rupee on Instagram in terms of performance marketing. Everything that you're seeing on Instagram is completely organic, and we want to keep it that way. The second thing is we have never made a single cold call for LIO because LIO is such a niche concept. It's not a D2C brand where I can call when I can do 100 cold calls a day and explain what I'm trying to do. People have to find LIO, and when people find LIO, already half the battle is won. If they fill the membership form, then they're really looking for some partners to invest in. Another thing that I've realized, especially for NRIs, is because me being an NRI myself, I lived in the US for 9 years, then lived in Spain for 1 year, is it's very, very, very difficult to find a network because after spending 10 years, 15 years outside India, it's very difficult to find a network if you decide to move back. So LIO provides that network on day one. We've recently helped one of our members who used to be a director in Amazon, recently moved into DoorDash in Hyderabad. Instantly, he got connected to everyone at the event on Friday night. So he moved from Seattle to Hyderabad. The second thing is, see, I understand that NRIs do make a lot of money. I was an NRI myself. We have a good amount of savings. We're constantly looking for good opportunities. How do you know what is the right opportunity? How do you know who's the person to trust? How do you have eyes and legs and hands in India for you to vet those opportunities? That is where LIO comes into the picture, and we become your trusted partner in your wealth creation journey. So basically, when I was an NRI, when I moved back to India, whatever all the things that I wanted to see in a community is how I built LIO as.
Got it. Great. Yeah, thanks for that, Manish. Is there like a minimum investment percentage uh, that investors do, or is there like a limit? No.
So the guideline that I give them, that I give the investors is that at least try to do 10 lakhs a year. That is pretty much the guideline, because if you see the quality of members also and the quality of deals that we do, it's not that everything is going to be a blockbuster. It's going to be a moving scale. Some deals we might only get 20% a year. Some deals we might get 100% a year also. But so 10 lakhs is sort of like a good guideline that I say people can do every year. But then again, you have to love the opportunity. You have to love the founder, right? Because money is not coming into Leo. All the opportunities that I have shown you till now, they're all already closed. Maybe there are two or three opportunities which are open because they're rolling opportunities. We can get in and get out at any time. But that consolidation is my responsibility, and making sure that you get an exit is also my responsibility. So yeah, that's there's no minimum percentage that you have to invest.
Okay, so once there's an investment that's being done in the startup, uh, does Leo provide any inputs to the founder on how to scale? Like,
Yeah,
how much percentage of impact is on the founders to, you know,
yeah.
up?
No, once Leo gets in, it's as good as so I'll explain, right? So think of Leo as a shopping mall, and there are different types of shops. There are startups, there are venture capitalists, there are multiple, there are NCLT opportunities, real estate, etc. When you walk, then all the members are in the mall, and then each member uses their own credit card or their bank account to get into each deal. So that credit card for me is my cap investments. That's how I invest into each company. That's my personal investment vehicle. So when Leo or MyCap Investments invests into a particular company, we get in all in. So I'm not someone who proactively calls the founder every day, every week, and tries to understand updates. But I'm someone, when they need help, when they reach out, we completely work on that company for a couple of weeks. So there absolutely has been rock solid impact that we've been able to deliver, not only because of network effects where different members can open opportunities for our startups, but also at the same time when they need some support, not only financially but from a strategy standpoint, from a political standpoint or something, we can definitely come in and open those doors for them.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Perfect. Mr. Raghu?
Yeah. So is a membership the only cost, or is there any additional cost in an individual deal, like structure? Okay, for providing this deal, there's a certain percentage that you guys charge, or are there any hidden costs in on every deal?
Yeah. So, Mr. Raghu, there are no hidden costs. Let me say that first, because it's not easy to do a trust-based business. But I want to be very upfront. This was something that I was coming to also. So I did mention that there are three categories of investments that Leo does. There is startups, there is venture capital funds, and there is the final that is a special category opportunities. So when members are investing, there are two options. Either members, if they can invest 50 lakhs or 1 crore, or depending on what the company agrees to for startups, they get directly onto the cap table. When they get directly onto the cap table, there is no direct cost. If members cannot invest to get onto the cap table, then we have to create an SPV, or we have to go through a particular fund. For that, there would be a 2% of the investment cost that is charged. This is not a management fee. Leo doesn't take a every year management fee like venture capital funds. We do charge that processing fee of 2% because that has to be paid out to maybe our platform partner, or whoever has the fund license that we are borrowing from. And depending on the deal, for startups specifically, where Leo is managing the opportunities, there would be a 20% carry. So let me explain what a 20% carry is. Let's say you invested 10 lakhs into a company, and it has been 5 years, and that 10 lakhs has become 20 lakhs, right? And you've just made the investment, you're a passive investor. Leo's sort of going to all the meetings, taking care of that investment, making sure the exit happens and the money goes into your account. Leo charges a 20% on your profits. So on the 10 lakhs that you have made profit, Leo takes a 2 2 lakhs as a success fee. So that is called a carry. This will only kick in if we cross 12% per year per annum. So let's say if we don't cross the 6 lakh barrier, if it doesn't cross 16 lakhs in 5 years, and it only stops at 15 lakhs, the 15 lakhs is returned back to the customer directly. So, and these are like industry standard. This is something that everyone charges, and most of the time it's not even just LIO making this thing, it's probably being paid out also. But these are the only costs that you'll see. All the investments that
Can anyone else hear Mohnish, or is it just me?
No, I think
You can
we
ask.
lost him.
Mohnish, yeah.
He's
We
Yes.
lost you.
Apologies, I just had a power cut. It's coming back.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate that there would be no, there will not be a single instance where money comes from your account directly into LIO's account. It'll always be money going from your account to the account where you're investing into, and them issuing the shares directly.
Okay.
I hope I answered all the questions. I
Yeah.
mean, that you or you want to have a follow-up.
Yeah. So the follow-up to both your answer and the Sai Kiran's question. So when you mentioned about the money directly goes from our account to the investment, and do we every individual who's investing have a say in any decisions, or can have a skin in the game, can participate the the meetings, the annual or quarterly meetings with the maybe a startup, or is it only LIO is going to do all of that and we are just passive investors?
So, your question has multiple parts to it. So I'll just answer just to make sure. So usually the only people who make decisions are the people who are on the board of the company and the executive team. So even if a shareholder owns like 7-8% of the company, usually they shouldn't be given a chance to explain their opinions or anything, because too many people giving opinions also, company will not be able to move forward. That being said, many of the companies we invest into, either we get monthly updates or we get quarterly updates. And there would be quarterly review meetings also, where we call all the investors of LIO. However, there are some companies where it happens once every 6 months. So it depends on company to company and your opinion. If there is something concerning, or if there's something that you think needs to happen, we do have WhatsApp groups that we enable where we share information with the founder. And anytime we are available on email also. So that's we'll absolutely, if anyone is giving good feedback, we're happy to take it, but not at a board level where it will influence the decisions. We'll collect all the feedback, we'll give it to them. Of course, if they ask us for our opinion, 100% we'll provide the opinion and take it to the next level. But it's not something I enforce onto them, because see, before we get into each company, it's not an easy job. Like, I spend almost 3 months with them. I ask them 150 questions. And once we sort of believe in them, I think it's better to just go with them into the ride. Raghu, does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Oh, great. Pleasure.
Mohnish,
Mr. Rajan.
oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Mohnish, so is this predominantly in the South India space, or are you like planning on across India?
No, not at all. In fact, this is going to be a global thing very, very soon. In fact, I'm about to plan like a proper US, because out of the 202 members we have, right? Yes, 131 are from Hyderabad, because Hyderabad is my home base and everyone looks up to me here. But we have 47 people who are NRIs who've joined LIO in the recent times. Out of 47, 7 are from UK, Canada, and Singapore. and 40 of them are from the US. So I absolutely think there's a phenomenal product market fit that LIO has in the US, and people are 100% looking for trustworthy opportunities to invest into, which can provide them a paradigm of opportunities across startups, real estate, and special category opportunities, venture capital funds, etc. So I am planning a trip. I'll definitely stop in Dallas or Austin, 100%. But at that time, I would encourage that more people join and take this forward. We're also working out chapter leaders, etc. The way the deal flow would only be from Hyderabad, because we have a very strong ecosystem that is constantly reviewing deals here. We've spent a lot on infrastructure, and it's very difficult to replicate that. But I'm very confident that deals from across the country, we can, not only across the country, from across the world. In fact, 2 weeks ago, we reviewed an opportunity from New York that many people in New York also didn't have access to. So this is not a South India thing. This is going to, very soon, we are going to open chapters in Mumbai, Chennai, and Indore. Like, we've already finalized the candidates who'll be opening them. And the real value of LIO will unlock when members from there interact with members of here, who interact with the members in the US, and then there's a constant sharing of deal flow. That will be very helpful. That answers your question.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, great. Mr. Raja Harish, please.
Yeah. Hey. So I have a couple of questions. The first one is, for example, like if you got the investment opportunity for, like, say, X amount only, and there is a lot of interest from multiple LIO members, which would increase that investment capital, right? Is there a process that is there to identify, like, who are the LIO members would be participating in that investment? Like, what are the decisions will be taken in that scenarios?
Yeah. So I'll give you a proper example, right? We've never faced that issue in the past because we were doing like 2 crores, 2.5 crores, 1.7 crores, etc. Recently, what has happened is there's this amazing company from Hyderabad called Sits Farm, which is an omni-channel premium milk dairy brand. They're currently doing about 300 crores of revenue every year. So when that opportunity had come to us, we did our due diligence and we read the KPMG reports. We went and met the founder. We did all of that. Then I put the opportunity on our WhatsApp group, and immediately people start calling me. I'll do 50 lakhs, I'll do 1 crore, etc. And I said, no, like, I'm not taking any commits. Let's go meet the founder first. So then one day we planned a farm visit. We all went, met the founder, Dr. Kishore, in the Kurigaru, spent the morning with him, spent the afternoon with him. Then we all went back home, relaxed for a bit. Then at night, again, we did a 2-hour phone call where all the NRIs also called in, where existing members who went to the farm shared their experiences. Then Dr. Kishore explained his vision for the company. So honestly, guys, when Sits Farm first came, my allocation was 4 crores. So after the first call happened, we increased it to 5. But after like one week of Sits Farm, we were already at 6.25 and 6.5. So at that time, I did call Dr. Kishore and I said, Dr. Kishore, like this might actually become much bigger than what we were anticipating. We might have to increase our allocation, right? So they were very happy to do that, because nobody in India today is giving money less than a month like LIO. Because the only reason we're able to do it is because we have 202 investors ready in one basket, and we have this excellent flow of original founders coming to us. Because we're able to give money that quickly, they're very happy to increase the allocation. So I had a conversation with Dr. Kishore. We increased it to 7.5 crores and we hit 7.5 crores. So there will not be a position where, see, if there are deadlines, we'll communicate the deadlines beforehand. And if people can do it, they do it. If they don't do it, they don't do it. But there won't be situations where we'll have to pick and choose investors. That's something that I don't want to do as a principle.
But sometimes there may be a cap from the startup or the company side. They can only dilute 5% or 10%, right? So in that situation, there may be, what Raja Harish was explaining, asking about. There may be a situation where there may be a lot of interest, but then they cannot dilute more.
Right. So as I said, right, so typically I don't like taking allocations for LIO because let's look at the other end of the spectrum, right? Let's say if I take a 2 crore allocation, then it's on my head to make sure that 2 crores happens. What if we only do 1 crore? Then it leads to a reputational damage of LIO. So what I tell founders is I don't know how much allocation we will get, how much we will do. I have no idea because it all depends on how you pitch on the call. At least we have reached that level of we have that level of negotiating leverage because of the kind of number of deals we've done and how quickly we've done them. So to answer your question, founders do come on the call. Founders don't want to dilute more than an X percentage. I agree with that. But you also have to understand that LIO is only doing 10% of a 100% round. So in SITS farm that we had done, the 7.5 crores we've done is only a small part of a 75 crore round. So it's please understand that when companies are coming to raise from us, it's not only LIO in that round that is getting in. We get into growth stage companies. So there'll be 10 other people who are getting in that round with, as an addition to LIO also, maybe 3 other people. So companies tend to modify if they're getting capital today rather than getting 3 months later, they'll give that advantage to LIO to sort of expand the round size, which is what we did. When LIO went from 4 crores to 7.5 crores, someone else who was supposed to do 15 or 20, they only got a 15 crore allocation. Now, the last point is, Mr. Raghu, what you asked. What if companies have only an X percentage and they cannot dilute more than that and they come to LIO? So I just want to repeat myself that when we're doing calls with the members also, we explicitly mention about timelines and deadlines. So we do have a goal in mind. Let's say within 1 week or within 2 weeks or within 3 weeks, we want to close that particular round. So we will go by that rule. If someone wants to extend it and the founder is not willing, then we won't be able to facilitate that investment. But till date, we've not faced that level of an issue. And I want to repeat myself again. There will not be a situation where I'm choosing investors. So that's something that I don't want to do. Because an investor who comes in, who's the 10th member or the 150th member, or now if you come in, you will be the 205th member. They're all the same to me. Does that answer your question, Raja Harish and Raghu? If you have a follow-up, I'll be happy to.
I understand your intention, but my only question or concern was, as you're growing now, your LIO is also growing, right? Like, in the next year or so, there may be 5,000 or 10,000 members. So when that happens, like, I'm just looking at how are you going to manage at that scale?
When I started off, there was only one member in LIO. That was me. I paid the membership, took it. I never thought it will come to 202. One thing I can confidently tell you that if there's someone in India that can solve this problem, that's me. So when I come to that scale, I'll 100% be able to solve that problem, and I'll let you know. I'll obviously take larger allocations, right? Because it's all a game of probability, right? Like, see, if we have 200 members, it's not like 200 members will invest into each deal. There'll anyway be a certain percentage that I've baked in where I know how much liquidity each person has, what they do, and how much they can invest, what kind of investments they're looking for. So obviously, if we get a really good opportunity, then I'll take a higher allocation where everyone can invest into it.
Yeah. Thank you. One last question that I have is regarding the investments. So out of like 202 LIO members, so what is can you give me an approximate minimum amount that each LIO member has invested, and what is the average investment size till now, and approximate ARR for each LIO member, if you can provide that? Yeah.
There's nothing called ARR. ARR is annual recurring revenue. It's called IRR, internal rate of return. So 3 questions, right? So I can't give you an exact IRR because LIO is not a fund where people invest into LIO and LIO invests into the opportunities. So there are opportunities like real estate and other things where only a set members are only interested in them, they'll only invest in those opportunities where it will take time, but then the returns will be off the charts. At the same time, there are some very, very risky investors who only do space or deep tech companies through LIO. So it will be all over the place. But to answer your questions one by one, till now, out of 202 members, over after the 6-firm investment, of course, over 110 members have already signed their first check in LIO. The minimum investment size is 10 lakhs. The average investment each member has done out of this entire thing would probably be between 15 to 20 lakhs, because some of them have done over one investment. The least any member has invested, as I said, is 10 lakhs. The maximum one member has invested through LIO is 7 crores, which is not me. Yeah, as I said, the average IRR again depends on opportunity to opportunity. But then as a standard in LIO, we typically tend to gravitate towards something that is giving us at least more than 20% per year, Harish. Because if it's not giving more than 20%, you might as well do your mutual funds and real estate and your stocks and other things. So the typical spectrum, what we look at as an alternative investment vehicle, is more than 20% per year.
Okay, yeah.
And
Got it.
till date, we don't have a single write-off. So our write-offs are zero. So we go that additional mile to make sure that we have the right kind of founders that we back. So there have been instances where maybe we backed a founder in a particular company. Maybe that particular project didn't work out, where he pivoted and he or she is doing something different. So those instances have happened in the past.
Got it. Yeah. Thank you. That's all.
Perfect. I'm so sorry, Pratapani Rohitkar. You've been waiting for a while, but happy to answer your question.
Yeah, no issues, Mohnish. I think I'm going to ask a couple of questions which you touched upon, but just need some more
Sure.
detail. So,
Sure.
one question that I have is, there are so many investments, and I'm sure some of the investors must have invested in quite a few opportunities, right? So, how
Yeah.
does the information flow back to the investors? Because obviously, we are not in all the conversations with the founders, and LIO Group is dealing with it, right? If there's some sort of communication, let's say, they made this amount of profit or this amount of revenue, how would those updates flow back to the investor? The second question is, as you mentioned, you're investing in quite a few different opportunities, right? Some of yours are like deep tech, space exploration, and you have real estate as well. How would the exit look like? Do you have any minimum lock-in period per se? Or, if at all there comes a scenario where I want to exit my investment, but LIO as a whole is not, is that even allowed, or it's always with the group that LIO wants to exit and then all the investors also? How would the exits work?
Right. So the first answer is there are regular MIS reports which are shared. So typically how it works is, let's say there is an investment opportunity that comes, you've spoken to the founder, everyone is in sync. Then we do have one team member from our team managing that particular investment going forward. And all the investors are put in a group where there is one representative from that company also. See, 90% of the time it is the founder. Sometimes founder is too busy. They have an investor relations, like after the company crosses 500,000 crores, they have an investor relations executive who's added to that group. So that's a direct communication channel with the founders itself. Like whatever questions our investors might have, everything that can go. If there is some news that you liked about the company, you can post it there. It's a two-way communication channel. And depending on the company's investment policy or their accounting policy, or they have a set protocol that they follow. There are companies that give us monthly, there are companies that give us quarterly, there are companies that give us 6 months also. But nothing more than 6 months, because 6 months I think is a good time for a startup to go up and down and do all of that. From a LIO standpoint, 100% you be rest assured that though there are 29 opportunities, especially the startups, I'm talking to the founder at least once every month. That is baked into my calendar already. With respect to real estate opportunities, there's pretty much nothing me or the person who's investing into it is doing anyway, because land in itself is it's not something that we can manage to get a higher premium. But startups, we are definitely more hands-on, and the communication is open always on email and on WhatsApp chat. In India, everyone prefers WhatsApp more. So on WhatsApp, everything is pretty open. You can expect the MIS reports on email. The chats happen on WhatsApp. Now, the second question that you had asked is, you can exit anytime, right? So LIO is not a fund, as I keep saying. LIO is just a investment platform. Once we enable the investment, the shares are pretty much in your name, whether you get directly onto the cap table after investing 1 crore, or you go through LIO and you create an SPV and then we invest through the SPV. If there is an opportunity to exit, there is someone who's willing to buy your shares, please go ahead and sell them. Like, there is no, of course, every company has a rule that says ROFR, which is right of first refusal. So you have to share the same offer that you got onto the investors group. And if someone else wants to buy at the same price, you can sell it. Otherwise, if nobody wants to buy your investment, then you can sell it in the open market. And if you want to exit on an urgent basis, LIO can help you get that exit also. We can also put it out on our channels and someone might buy it out. Especially this becomes much easier in an SPV because already there are some 15-20 other LIO members. When you're exiting, it's very easy. Maybe someone else wants to enter, you want to exit. It's very easy for them to buy out your shares. So we enable that as well. But then with respect to real estate and other things, it's mainly a function of time. Like last week in Hyderabad, like 5 minutes from where I live, each acre got sold for 237 crores an acre. So like does it make sense to me? Maybe not, but it's still happening, right? So it's just a function of time. You wait it out, and then I think the investment is going to blow up in real estate.
Right. Okay. So one follow-up question there, right? So earlier when you were showing us the website, there were a few ventures where exits were mentioned, right? I know
Yes.
some of them you mentioned as rolling exits, but some where exits were mentioned.
Yes.
Does it mean that all the members exited, or does it mean a couple of members exited a venture? How would that stat work? What you've shown earlier?
Yeah. So if you see for each company, again, it's different. Like Speciale Invest is actually a venture capital fund where we had invested into that fund. 2 people had invested, and then out of like maybe 10 companies that invested into, there was 1 company that has been realized. Speed Labs, there was only 1 member where 30% of the amount is out. Example, there are 5 members who had invested. 2 members decide to take an exit. That is here. Student Tribe Collective Capital, also similar examples. In Big Bang Boom Solutions, of course, we had let me see. In Big Bang Boom Solutions, we had 6 people invest, and 1 person came on in the next round. So out of these 7 people who invested at 1.82 crores at a 150 crore valuation, now that 1.8 is about 45 crores odd. So some of them exited at a 1,200 crore valuation because they wanted funds. I didn't exit. So whenever there is a meeting or a discussion of Big Bang Boom Solutions, we have a chat and I share my opinion, right? Frankly and very transparently. If someone else has an exit they want to get because they need money, that's still good, right? 150, they've exited at 1,200, still a very good opportunity.
Right.
And this e-commerce is just 1 person had invested and he got out with a 2x. Swiggy is a very good example to answer your question. So there were a total of 7 members, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so yeah, there were a total of 9 members who got into Swiggy and 2 people got into NSE. So out of the 9, we had given them saying that, okay, this is the entry price and they'll get a 6-month cool-off period once it goes IPO. And then we had an internal discussion and we all decided to exit and we all exited. It was pretty good. We were very lucky, to be honest, because we exited maybe at 450, 460. Today, Swiggy has fallen by about 50% from there. And Boho Bowls is like a restaurant venture that happened in Hyderabad. Only I invested and then I exited that a year and 10 months later. And Kida Kola is a movie. Mr. Tarun Bhaskar is a director. So me and another LIO member, we did about 40% of the production budget, and we had a decent exit from that as well. Of course, there are a couple of rolling exits also, like Whitespace Alpha and Siri Sampada. Siri Sampada is like a real estate firm. So there are multiple deal structures that we can come up with them. They can pledge the land, you can buy the land, they can do structured debt, etc. With Whitespace Alpha, because it's a hedge fund, you invest the money, typically it's about 1 crore and 25 lakhs minimum. And every month you have the opportunity to exit based on how the fund is doing. So that's how the whole thing is set up.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. And one last question.
Yeah.
Probably something you already touched upon, but
Yeah.
so let's take an example. Probably your most recent one, Sid Farms, right? Like you said initially, you were targeting somewhere around 4.5 crores, but it somehow went up to 7.5 because members were showing interest, right? So I understand you're not trying to put a cap or on the amount of investors, but will there be a minimum whenever an opportunity comes, depending on the ticket size? Like for Sid Farms, you had a fairly big amount, but for other investments, some were like 10 lakhs, 25 lakhs as well, right? How does a bare minimum ticket size get allocated for an opportunity?
Correct. So that's a great question, Rohit. So there have been instances in the past where we have done a minimum of 5 lakhs also per investment. That is something internally we decide. It's a discussion between me and the startup company, and it usually, maybe 2 years back we did 5 lakhs, but I think this year we decided that minimum should be 10 lakhs when people are making investments. That's when, if the company grows, they can see some real value. Even if it goes to zero, it's not an amount that will absolutely change your lifestyle or anything. So for Sid Farms, we decided that 10 lakhs was going to be the minimum investment. People have done 10, 15, 25, 30. There were a few people who did 50 also. The people who did 50, they were given the opportunity to go directly onto the cap table. So they get the shares directly in their name. That is the differentiating factor. So usually, as a LIO principal, you can take it for most of the investments. There could be some one-off investment if we're getting in really early. The minimum could still be 5 lakhs, but then mostly the minimum would be 10 lakhs. But then it depends on the company to dictate what the minimum to get onto the cap table is. So as Sid Farms, right, like the minimum to get on the cap table is 50 lakhs. For Yummy Bee, the minimum to get onto the cap table is 25 lakhs. So it also depends on the size of the company. Yummy Bee was trading at about 100 crores. So we had gotten at 25 lakhs into the cap table. Sid Farm was already at 500 crores. So minimum to get onto the cap table was 50 lakhs. So it depends on company to company. There are some companies which will give you for 10 lakhs also, they'll get you onto the cap table. But all this information will be given to you prior you make the investment. Prior you even look at in the investment note, everything will be mentioned.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Thank you.
See, I think the main thing that we're trying to do here is we want to be the Blinkit for investing. I'm not saying that everything that we touch is going to go hyperbola, but what I'm saying is if there's some really, really good opportunities, let's get that closed door access out to investor and start democratizing investing. That's the entire goal that we're trying to do. We're not doing anything that is going to be replaced by AI. At the same time, I'm not saying that what I'm building is going to be a unicorn. I'm very, very pragmatic, and I've been the biggest beneficiary of LIO, right? Like MyCap Investments has been the anchor investor for LIO, and we've gotten some amazing deals, met some amazing founders, and did some real solid work in the Hyderabad business ecosystem. And now we want to grow with the rest of India as well. So yeah, happy to answer any more questions people might have. Or if you think that everything has been answered, yeah, we look forward to. Yeah, please go ahead, Sai Kirangar.
Sorry.
No worries.
How many of those 29 businesses that you funded are seed funded? Like
Zero.
Any founders that are like, no, like without any credibility, you don't.
Like see, I am not an incubator, right? Like, I've spent a lot of time with incubators. I'm not an incubator. I know for sure that I'm not here to give handouts or get into that idea formulation, founder formulation, or anything. We want to be the Blinkit for investing. We are very clear that we only want to be there in pre-series A, bridge rounds. Like, product market fit has to happen, and we only invest in companies with growth potential. If the company fails in the growth potential, that's a pill I can swallow. That's absolutely fine. The company has gone to zero, absolutely fine. But in the seed stage, 90% will just pure mathematics, right? 90 to 95% fail in the seed stage. So consciously, we've never gotten into any company at the seed stage, nor will we continue to do so.
Got it. Thanks.
Yeah. So great. We've had a phenomenal turnout this morning, and I'm happy to share that after a 50-day gap, in the last 50 days, we've not onboarded any memberships. We've just opened the memberships again this morning on June 1st. So feel free to, if anyone has any more questions, feel free to reach out to us. Srinivas from my team will be in touch with you. Dilip from my team will be in touch with you. And yeah, happy to take things forward. If anyone has any more questions.
No other questions from me, but thanks for putting this together, Mohnish. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
No, pleasure.
Yeah, it was great. All the conversation here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. No, looking forward. And if you have any more questions, you want to speak to me one-on-one, happy to speak one-on-one as well. And yeah, just want to continue see LIO grow and make sure that all of us collaboratively are able to build our wealth together. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Saikiran.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Raghu. Thank you, Kamil, Shekhar, Harish, Rohit, Praneet, Pavan, Murli. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mohnish.
Bye.
Thank you.